All right, everyone, hello and welcome back to Fate's End, a homebrew Dungeons and Dragons game driven by Fate. That's my dog in the background. I will be your tail weaver for the evening. First of all, happy October, everyone. And as you can see, we have a special surprise emote in chat. The Snog Pig Heart Snout emoji has turned into a Halloween vampire pig snout if you haven't already seen it. So have fun spreading vampire snog hearts all month long. And if you want to send vampire snog hearts, all you need to do is subscribe or use that free Twitch Prime sub right here on our Ink and Lyre channel. We also have a brand new emoji that's just been added to our 5K bit tier. It's the emoji you have all been waiting for, Chaotic Petty. 3 of our followers have already unlocked this awesome new emoji, and you can too when you have tossed at least 5,000 bits in our channel. Just a reminder, this is cumulative. I can never say this word. Cumulative. Cumulative. I can never say that word right. We have 2 other followers that are about to hit 5,000 bits. We have Yarkonaut, and then we also have Geek Butts, which is about to hit 5,000 bits as well. So, you 2 are very close. I'm gonna put it in chat so y'all can see it if you haven't seen it already. Some of you may have already put it in chat. Oh, there's Max got it in chat. I'm gonna put it in chat too. Kajam, Chaotic Petty. Very nice. All right. We want to shout out Tabletop Audio, tabletopaudio.com for the ambiance that we use in our shows from time to time. This jungle groove we got going on in the background here, that is from tabletopaudio.com. All of Tim's music is completely free for you to use in your own home games. You can visit him. Daniel's going to put a link into that in chat. But you can also support him on Patreon so he can continue to make awesome sound sets like this that you can use in your own home game. We also want to shout out our partner, 9 Realms Gaming. 9 Realms Gaming creates top-notch gaming accessories from the finest woods that this realm has to offer. They make dice vaults, they make dice trays, and you can visit 9realmsgaming.com and use our exclusive partner code LYRE10 to get 10% off. We also want to shout out the Shop of Many Things, because being a great dungeon master is hard, but the Shop of Many has you covered. They create magic pens, puzzles, and other tools to level up your sessions. You can visit theshopofmanythings.com and use our exclusive partner code LYRE20 to get 20% off your purchase. We also want to shout out Sirenscape for ambient sounds and music, and their online player that we use on stream, and we do use their sounds from time to time as well. If you want to follow us on social media, you can use command socials to follow us on social media. And if you want to follow all of us individually on social media, command FateCast can also be used to follow us as well. Other than that, I'm pretty excited about tonight. Tonight is going to be a wild ride, guys. Buckle up. Buckle up, oh, Buttercup. Boy. It's going to get bumpy. So with that being said, I think Luden is going to be recapping the last episode of Fate's End, which is appropriate. So the time has come. Let's draw our cards for tonight's episode of Fate's End.
Ha! Oh. You're not a twin. Or you might be, just not the ones I'm looking for. Say, you haven't happened to have seen 2 13-year-old... never mind. That's not what you're here for, I bet. Now you're here to find out what happened last time on Fate's End, right? Well, the devil is happy to oblige. It was an interesting day, to say the least. And it all began under the backdrop of an illusionary flaming room. We, Hesperis, had done some pretty gruesome things to that scorched hunter fellow. His jellies, as Shaza put it, were everywhere. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The first person we were greeted by was Tredillion. Nice fellow. He was opening some door or something. And what came out was... well, interesting.
You hear a small voice from the opposite side of the room, completely opposite side of the room, near the entrance where you all walked through. You hear,
Ugh! It smells really bad, Mr. Tillypan. The bad man's jellies is everywhere, and the gorillas smushed him all over my floor.
And then all of a sudden, it just smells like strawberry jam, which is kind of relieving but unsettling at the same time.
Much better. I don't want to sleep in here. It's gross.
Shaza.
Oh, right. No, Mr. Tillypan, they aren't lying. But the tiefling with the fake horn, there's something different about him, and I'm not sure what. He's not really a tiefling. I'm not sure what he is, but I don't think that's superstitious. Since he helped kill the angry man with the necklace. I think something bad just happened to him is all.
The whole party is just like hiding their laughter. Just like,
Shaza, one of the twins you need to be on the lookout for, assured Tredillion that we weren't there to hurt anyone. And after convincing him, we all agreed to get out of this illusionary infernal hell. There were still intruders on the island after all. But my injuries were too grave at the moment to help everyone. My burns, I mean. I don't know if you can tell or not, but, yeah. I know I look pretty bad. Anyway, they went and found the rest of the people on the island, and we met back in the castle later. Tredillion had some explaining to do.
Well, thank you, friends. We have not been here long, about a month. I had been working on securing the island, renovating and fixing this old fort. If I had more time, I assure you they would not have broken through. They would have been lucky to make it to the shoreline, to be honest.
and you did a fine enough job.
Do you know
Were
how
able
they
to get
found
to
you?
I don't. I have some theories, of course. It's a long story. Let me explain. The only person who knew where I was, of course, was the Revenue Thorn. And Groom, her advisor, it's Saltstone.
So apparently, Tredillion was reached out to by Groom about some child of mystery, Shaza. And Tredillion went out and found Shaza in Acacia. As you can expect from a swindle twin, he was up to some illusionary chaos, and Tredillion explained that these bounty hunters began the hunt for Shaza right after he left. Samson put together that this was the work of Balak Mournfire. He was the one that put out the bounty on Shaza's head. But all that put aside, Tredillion said he had a plan to make sure that no one would be able to find the island again. Then he pulled out a rock.
Samson, you have lived thousands and thousands of years. You are the only person who could possibly know what this is. This is a piece of Vera. A piece of Vera's power that has dimmed.
Dang, Samson's old. Like, old.
So, this broken rock, is this the dangerous thing?
It is very pretty rock.
It's also broken.
Is he touching it?
No, Tredillion isn't touching it. Well, I mean, like, he touched it to take it out. But
Can
not...
I touch it?
Sure.
I'll go over and I touch it.
Tredillion explained that he thought that we could trap the residual energy that was given off by the twins in this piece of Vera. And as long as it was successful, the island would be able to stay hidden. Well, there was only a way to find out if this crazy plan was going to work, and we decided that we'd do it later on that evening. But for now, Samson and Hesperis went to heal people on the boat. Bray went somewhere, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. Ermir chatted with Shaza. Fen and I had a long overdue conversation.
What are you afraid you'd find out if you talked to your dad?
I don't know. I guess I have this kind of like story in my head that I've always had, and I'm almost afraid to break that illusion. Like, wouldn't it be better for it to just be like this thing I've imagined in my head? You know, like, I don't know.
So,
I mean, he's really cool. He looks really cool. It's just, it's a lot.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like Revenir Thorn and then Rue Thorn. It's just,
We talked about truth and lies. About if we're better to live in a life that was in blissful ignorance, or know the truth and live with dignity and assuredness. I told Finn a lot about me. And he promised that he wouldn't tell anyone. Funny thing is, I didn't tell him so that we could have a secret. I just told him because I needed to tell someone. And he was there. He may have his faults, but when it matters, he was there.
Once Logan died, I came back home to find my stepdad and my mom, but they were gone. And I buried Logan, and I was really angry. Like, really angry, and I busted down the house, and I kept hitting things, and I got to the fireplace, and I hit the fireplace, and out pops out like tons of letters, right? And I read one. Turns out my dad never stopped writing. In fact, he was asking me to write to him and wondering where I was.
In the end, I gave Finn some advice on talking to his dad, and then it was time to reunite the twins. I don't know how to describe what happened then, but it was terrifying and beautiful at the same time. It was a rush of color and light. It got brighter, brighter.
You see Shaza's smirk melt into a beaming smile as he sees his sister. And she reflects him as well, with a smile. She moves quicker down the steps as her feet hit the puddle, and the ripples of the water begin to move upward, and droplets begin moving toward the ceiling. The bending light begins to move faster and faster. And you all see these water droplets move up and all around them. Streaks of light begin to form between each, and every droplet begins to form a constellation. They move and rotate around the room as Mimi walks up next to her brother. And the room is ignited with blinding light that explodes from the cavern.
And what was left was Veer's floating rock, and no longer two little children, but teenage twins. And right after this, I saw some movement outside of the cave. It looked like a meteor shower, but the way that the twins were talking, it was probably something more.
Anybody in the cave, you might want to look at this.
what is it? Finn will rush over.
Maria
Whoa!
rushes as well.
Ermir does as well.
Hesperis does as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Samson probably does as well. too.
we drag Samson's limp body over to
Look at those stars, Samson, that are falling from the sky.
That's amazing. What? What?
And you do hear Mimi kind of chime in. She goes, "Yes, the stars are falling."
They made a deal with the devil. And somehow I feel like I'm the one in danger. So here I am. looking for some twins with the party's amazing support, because apparently I'm the only one who can play this stupid game. Samson says it's a mistake, but he's old as dirt. Probably older, if you ask me. And sometimes, wisdom will get you nowhere in an unprecedented... Oh! Hold up! What, Finn talked to his dad? Hey, what'd he say?
See, they said I was the last thorn, but I'm not. Been a lie. Thorn. You are Lord of Saltstone.
And he takes another drink.
You know, the keep sits fairly empty nowadays. And it's not quite as lively as it used to be. This fight, 7. You and your friends need a place.
A place? You mean like a place we could just stay every once in a while?
You and your friends need resources and all the help you can get. This I can do. You are, my son. That makes you a Lord of Saltstone. Groon tends to it, and Neela visits from time to time. With my mother gone, it just sits as a ghost shell what it once was. I think that you will give it new life with you and your friends.
Wow. Well, I hope he got all of what he was looking for. We got an aged cube. Huh. It looks like we got more than what we could have bargained for with this trip. Anyway, I still have to go. The twins are around here somewhere. But I'll see you next time on Fate's End at 7:30 Central. Ha! Crap. Still not there either.
Is you on the inevitably of death.
That's the only way we could start an episode.
All right, if you haven't noticed, we just started a new community challenge that has been suggested in the chat. You want to see the entire party of Fate's End on Twitter and see their ridiculous tweets on a daily basis. Donate those scrolls in chat to the community challenge so you can see it in there. It is a Fate's End party Twitter account.
In character.
Yeah, you see how fast
In
that's going?
character. In character. That's right.
Oh.
In character party account. Yes.
Let's see what happens.
Alrighty then. See, people are contributing points already. Let's jump back in. As the party, I believe Hesperis and Samson are staying kind of behind down in that cavern, unless you guys are going somewhere else. Shaza and Mimi have just been reunited. They have challenged Luden to a game of hide and seek, to which Luden has accepted. The only way that they would give him information, they had suggested that he play a game with them. And he agreed, because that's a good idea. And
Luden doesn't know nothing about no gods and shit. He's just like, okay, we'll go play a game with some magical kids. We played games before, it'll be fine.
Yeah, they're preteens now, or they're like 13 years old.
Same diff.
So
Oh, different ballgame.
So, as Luden begins to limp up the stairs from the battle, Urmir decides to follow. And then Praeria, who catches the coattails of Tredillion Skyweaver and drags him along, as Tredillion explains to them, but that's a horrible idea. And you guys make your way up the stairs. Before we get into the hide and seek, what do Samson and Hesperis do while all of this is going to be happening?
Well, when the stars start to fall from the sky, you were already back here with me, I think. Hesperis is gonna grip her drink pretty tight and watch it and sit quietly next to you, just gripping her drink.
Crazy, huh?
You think Finlay is doing okay back there?
There's no way to know. You seem off. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to my room, I think. Yeah, I'm going to go to my room, I think.
Do you need company? Or nah, you good?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, no, I don't, not in I don't want to see you, just, did I told you, how I come to join the party, yeah?
You said Brimbley sent you to come find us, yes?
Yes. There was a associated prophecy also with the moon and the stars falling, and then they would be coming. So we're really moving quickly through the steps, I think. I think it is all fine. That's what prophecies do. They come true, so.
Oh.
Nothing to worry about, I think. I just need have a good night.
Yeah, that's probably best.
And then I'm gonna go break into Samson's stuff. But we don't have to do that right now.
Because
Alright.
I think immediately following the stars, because I think that's when Finn went to go talk to his dad and stuff. And so I was just at the party getting things started, I think. So yeah, cool.
All right.
Death is coming. The apocalypse is nigh. Everything is okay. Everything is going to be alright.
Daniel, first, can I just say it looks like you're drinking pickle juice, Daniel? It does. All right. Where are you going, Daniel? All right. So, Luden,
That's
you,
me.
Urmir, Praeria, and Tredillion make your way back up the steps. You search the north end of the keep, south end, and the twins are nowhere to be found. You probably ask Tredillion about secret passages. That seems logical, right? And he shares one other, but that path leads to a dead end as well. The stars shine in the sky that aren't falling. And you both look over and see, like all of you look over and see, it looks to be a will-o-wisp appear near the collapsed end of the keep that was taken out by cannon fire. It just kind of bobs and floats, casting a pale blue light along the ground. And you hear very faintly,
well, it's probably this way, Let's go, I guess. Luden at this point is definitely like tired of this game that he agreed to play, and it's very much just like, less of a, I shouldn't have played this game because it's dangerous or anything, but I shouldn't have played this game because it's a waste of time, and they're way too good at this game, kind of thing. And, what do you guys think? Should we go to the floating orb in the middle of the castle?
Yeah.
Barry just looks at Tredillion.
I think I should probably stay behind, and I don't want to go.
Ludo's gonna go ahead and start walking towards the will-o-wisps.
Leave then.
Make a persuasion check.
I didn't have my characters made up. Okay. Persuasion. Am I good at that?
I don't think Prayari
no.
is good at persuasion.
I'm not.
Luden
You
is.
want to get
Wow,
out a
okay, that's
dagger
a
and turn it into
7.
intimidation?
Okay, so that's a 7.
He kind of looks at you and he's like, "You do. I mean, the children. They will not hurt them. I promise you. But I don't want to see anything that I shouldn't see.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I really don't know. But also, no.
If you should not see, should they see?
No, I don't know. This is, and this is uncharted territory for me personally. I mean, they were like, toddlers, and now they are teenagers. Teenagers.
You are like. You are closest thing to authority, maybe, for them, and they are going to.
But you see that he made a deal. That is different. It is very, you have to be. I know this. I am smart. I know what you do. You do not make a deal with them. You tell them. You use, that charisma to change the narrative. And of course they are smart. But your friend has essentially made a deal.
And when does it end?
When the game is over.
Can he?
They will not.
Can he
I
give
promise
up?
you, he will not. He will not hurt. They will not. He will not be hurt. I do. I have been with Shaza. I don't know too much about Mimi. You would know more, so you would know more about Mimi. But Shaza, he is very, very much for show. But he would never hurt. He would never hurt anyone.
Uramir thinks about how he was almost encased in chocolate, and he thinks about what was the giant cake monster's name? God, Sugar. He thinks about Sugar and how he terrorized everything. He thinks about the giant gummy bear that he had to fight off. As he says, as Julius says, they won't hurt you. I promise, they won't hurt you.
He didn't say. He did not promise anything. He said he doesn't think that they were.
Yeah. Okay.
Should we not
You
at least
said
stay close?
Little, disturbing. He didn't promise that they would not hurt you.
I will stay close, but I will keep my distance. I will stay I will stay a good distance away. This is not my game. I do not want to intrude on the game. And he just kind of looks around as he says it.
But of course, if they take things too far, you'll be there to intervene, right?
I will. I will. Shaza knows
Okay.
that I do intervene if needed, but there is a push and a pull.
Well, I feel safer already. And he'll turn, and as he turns, he'll glance at Prayari and just roll his eyes.
Don't push too much or pull. Oh, she's still very worried, but she'll kind of stay close to Tredillion, but try to keep them in eyesight. Like she wants to be able to like grab him if need be.
Do you stay behind with Tredillion?
Wait, are they going like
Tredillion
far
won't
away or
like they're like as you kind of step out toward the wisp, the one, you see more wisps begin to appear. And another, and another. A streak of light just connects them together like constellations out into the island. The trees just kind of blowing gently, and they begin whispering to one another. And Luden, you swear you hear it, the whispers, voices that you can't quite make out, as if they know something you don't. And all you can feel is them staring down at you. Tredillion will stay a good distance behind, but he will not follow all the way through. Like he'll keep a distance. Essentially, he will keep a distance. He's not going to like stand at the head of the line.
right? Okay.
How far back is he staying?
She'll stay
from?
with Tredillion.
How far back is Tredillion staying?
Probably like 15, 20 feet.
Oh, okay, that's not bad. Okay.
Luden's just walking.
Okay. Continuing onward. Why? Oh, Daniel wants me to unzoom him. I will do so. Give me a second. Daniel, you are so very zoomed in.
Closer. Samson has something he wants to say to you. Closer.
Daniel, that's as far back as I can unzoom you. I hope that's okay. All right. So, continuing on. Luden.
Got the key.
You continue onward, following the wisps and the trees. They begin to change. The further you move inward into the island, you see deciduous trees? And grass? No, not grass. Wheat fields. In rows. The trees break out into an opening, and you see the windmill. It can't be. Can it? No, that can't be the same windmill. It can't be the same exact windmill. Your mother's windmill. Where the grain would be ground into a fine flour, and your mother would bake bread to sell to passing merchants heading to Lacambria. You can smell it baking as you run your hands along the strands of wheat. Next to the windmill, another familiar building. Small, with hay-thatched roof. The evening dew shimmering in the moonlight. The home of your father. Your real father. Built with his own 2 hands, smoke rises from the chimney, and an orange glow can be seen from the front 2 windows and the side. you see a small flower pot on the windowsill. The plant droops, tousled easily in the breeze. I'm getting feedback from somebody, by the way, I don't know who. Your mind wanders back. Your mother was never good at keeping plants alive, but that didn't stop her from trying. She was the daughter of a baker, married to your father, a farmer. She'd always overwater it, underwater it, and the plant was always on the brink of death. But your father, Corbin, would always sneak in and tend to it, keep it alive, just to see her smile. She thought it was her way of being close to him, but it was just as much his way to be close to her. When Corbin left, your mother didn't know how to tend the fields. Your father had taught you some, and you were able to keep the two of you barely afloat. That's when Balin, your stepfather, arrived. Just as you thought you both would die of starvation. You remember his dark green eyes. He saved your farm. He saved you. He saved your mother. The wisps float gently and lead to the open front door of your home. The farmhouse.
It's not funny. Luden looks over and sees if Ermir's there.
Ermir's there, and Ermir, you see all of this. So do you, Praeria?
Luden looks over at Ermir and Praeria and Tredelia, and he goes, well, welcome to my home. Specifically at Praeria, as she's already shown him hers.
Just taking it all in.
You kind of
so
hear,
Luden.
as you just kind of take it all in, you hear,
Secrets hide, and we seek. Does he want to take a peek?
Luden just starts to slowly walk to, not
Are you
the
sure you
front
want to?
door, but to the window. Gonna keep walking, even as she says that.
So, is this like a memory? Or
And he'll stop and he'll turn and be like, well, nobody's here right now. And he'll look over and he'll go to a spot beside the house. And I assume, based on the way everything's looking, that there's nothing there. But he'll be like, and probably not real, because this is where Logan was buried, right here. My mom and dad. My dad left a long time ago, and my mom and Corbin, or excuse me, Balin, they weren't here when I got back, so it has to be a memory, right, or something, right? It's not real.
no, of course not.
It's not real.
I mean, they're the Swindle Twins. They're just playing a trick.
Some trick. Anyway, I'm gonna go play this game, I guess. Luden's actually gonna start walking. He's gonna try and look past them and see if there's like any way. Like, does it look like the old? Does it look like the keep is in the distance or anything like that, or is it just we're here now in the woods?
You're here.
Gabriel.
It looks like you are home. It smells like your mother's baking bread.
All right, Luden's just gonna walk up to the house and just look through the window.
All right. You walk up to the home and you see tall elven man. And he leans against the wall next to the fireplace as if waiting. He holds an apple in one hand and takes a bite. And as he sees you looking through the window, he pushes himself gently from the wall. And Balin, your stepfather, smiles.
Ludinus, you've come home.
Luden's gonna spit on the ground. He's gonna open the door. Okay. Where'd you go?
I've always been here. Did you find the lies, Luden? Or did they find you first?
What?
Did you find the lies, Luden? Or did they find you first?
How do you know about that?
The answers have always been right in front of you, Luden.
What is that supposed to mean?
Threads can be snipped, woven, knotted. People determine what happens to each and every thread of fate, but so do other beings.
Okay. And are you some other being?
You know who I am.
And I know if you know that phrase, then you knew that your son died, and you weren't there when I had to bury him.
But I was there, Luden.
You see the visage of Balin change. Ripples away, and you see the form of another man. He dons a black cloak, a dagger at his belt with many pockets and bags dangling from it. A dagger so familiar. You remember fixating on that dagger. The man your father, Corbin, and your brother Lucidius rescued, that man. I made many promises. I had to. It had to be this way. The right strands had to be cut to be woven together. It may seem cruel, but it had to happen this way. I promised them that the Sparrowhawks would look after the farm. I promised them you and your mother would be cared for, so they came. Filled with purpose, fulfilling their destinies. They had to leave, you see, they had to. Your father had to fulfill his part.
What was that?
But you already know. Somewhat. You know,
The mind can be easily molded. It's better this way. Sometimes the truth can be unbearable.
And you see the visage kind of flicker for a moment.
Are you sure you really want to know, Luden? Are you really sure that you want to seek what is hidden?
Luden walks up to him, like eye to eye. I'm tired of people telling me what I am willing and should not know, okay? Least of all you. Especially with the way you raised me. Give him a push. Huh. Come to find out you've been lying this entire time too, right? Give him another push. Fuck you, Balin.
The visage of the stranger changes once more. And you see Balin again. His dark green eyes peer out at you. And he kind of brushes himself off and stands up straight again.
Do you remember coming home from the Cambria, Luden?
Yeah. Kind of sucked.
What did you see?
Didn't see a fire in the fireplace. Saw a lot of dead weed outside. A rundown shack in the house that I used to grow up in. I saw the hole I had to dig by myself for my little brother. I didn't see my mom or my stepdad, the person who claims to have saved us. But you know what I did see? Saw a bunch of letters. Bunch of letters. Kept away from me my entire life, from my real father, who apparently was still trying to reach out, that you hid from me, that my mother hid from me. What was that all about? That's what I saw.
He looks at you and he fixates on the brick where you pulled out from the wall. It's bricked back up, as if you had never pulled the brick down.
Yeah.
And he looks at you.
No fire in the fireplace. Weeds. An empty house. Nothing. As if we had vanished into thin air. Strange, isn't it? Almost as if we were never here at all. As if I was never here. As if your mother was never here. When Corbin left, what happened to your mother, Luden?
She wasn't the same. I mean, look, I was 5. It wasn't just sad, okay? She was just sad.
He gives you this look like understanding, a very paternal, like fatherly look, like almost like he feels your pain. Take that how you will.
Yeah. Off at him.
How devastating to be so young. To see that happen to your mother, waste away, not eat. You're a farmer. You were a farmer, Luden. Tell me, why do you raise chickens, pigs, cows? What is their purpose?
They eat. Sustain us. What are you getting at?
You raise chickens, take their eggs for yourself, and when the time is right, they are ready, you roast them and fill your bellies. Everything has a purpose, doesn't it? After your mother died, Luden, you had to grow. Your purpose.
Yeah, just shut up. Just shut up. Stop. For somebody that talks about the truth all the time, you're given so many lies, and I grew up here. You're telling me that a 5-year-old boy grew up without a mother for 13 years? That it's made up, Logan. What kind of bull is this? What do you get from this?
Your purpose had to be fulfilled. I needed you to be in the right spots, at the right times, at the right moment. You hadn't met Samson, Urimir, Praeria, Hesperis, and most importantly, you hadn't met Finali yet. If I hadn't given you happy memories, if I hadn't been there, that bear would have killed you. You would have starved. You would have suffered. You wouldn't have had a mother. I saved you. I raised you.
And for a brief moment, as Balin speaks, there's a subtle ripple across his face.
Luden takes a couple of steps back and he starts to try and leave the house. I'm done. Nope. And he's gone. He's walking out. He's going towards the woods.
You don't want to hear the rest?
No. That's some lies. He's gonna keep walking.
What the fuck is going on?
You hear in your head, I know you better than anyone, Luden. I was there for you.
Shut up.
You told me about Corbin and Lucidius.
Shut up.
I was the shoulder to cry on. I was everything you needed when I was gone. I tested you and
twins,
you
this isn't
mourned
funny.
me. You pushed everyone else away because you loved me so much and couldn't let me go.
Not funny anymore.
You loved me and you still do. You loved me. Your mother never had green eyes. She used to have blue eyes. You forgot, somehow you forgot. But those memories were replaced. And after your father left Luden, her eyes were green. I've always been there. When you needed me most. I heard all your cries. You should feel blessed, grateful. You cried for strength and power. Without me, your father would not have been able to give that to you.
Everything got switched around because we lost Danny for a second.
I see that. It's fine.
Okay, thank you.
If I had not woven his thread, if I had not tipped the scale, you would have not received that power, and you break your pack and throw it away like it's nothing. I have always been right there.
Telling lies.
You see like ghosts as you walk away, just figures standing. You pass them by. You see Balin. You see Logan. You see your mother with green eyes. And then you see one final person. A half-elf with forest green hair. The color of dark oak leaves, eyes black like ink, feminine features, soft face but pointed chin, vertical scar at the top of one of his cheeks, short and faded with age. High-collared tunic, but wrapped tight, close to his neck. Not flared out. Green to match his hair with gold trimmings and buttons, very regal and aristocratic. He has a bit of a smirk, like he knows more than he's letting on. And he says, I was and I have always been there for you. Even now, without Finali to cleanse your blood's infection, you would have rotted to death.
Who are you?
I'm Levi. The illusion melts away. You stand in the island jungles. The wheat fields disappear, as does the thatched home and the windmill. The wind has died down, and so have the whispers. You stand sweating through your clothes, your heart pounding. And in the distance, standing back at the keep, you see Shaza and Mimi holding hands, looking back at you.
Luden's gone. He's walking back to the keep. He's running back to the keep. He's done.
Luden, wait.
Luden runs back to the keep. I'm guessing you run past Mimi and Shaza.
Yeah, screw these preteens. He's gonna keep running. He's not gonna run towards the castle. He's gonna run past the castle, out the castle, towards the other side of the island where the other ship blew up. Like in that area, he's not going towards anyone else. He's gonna try and think really hard what color his mom's eyes were really. That's the biggest thing he's gonna be thinking about.
You do remember her eyes being a different color. You were too young, and it didn't really dawn on you too much.
Just gonna sit down and gonna try and replay all the memories he still had with Logan. He touched the scar on his back. Gonna think about anybody else that could have seen Logan. Literally anybody else. He's gonna make a mental list in his head. he's gonna start rummaging around looking for the other letters that his dad sent him. Does he find any?
The letters from your father, Corbin?
Yeah.
You do have letters from Corbin, the ones that were hidden from you.
Oh my god. Yeah, that dawns on him too. He's gonna.
Luden, are you rooming with Samson, or are you rooming?
No, I am. Oh, with Samson?
Yeah, what room are you in?
I'm with Samson, Uramir, and Valerius, but I'm not on the ship.
Yeah, we're best friends now in the castle.
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind.
I'm probably on the other side of the island, just at this point, just crying. Head between his knees, just trying to think of anything. I'm probably going to spend the rest of the night out there just thinking and trying to write and trying to figure out things.
You stay out there. The ocean wind blowing against your face. So many things. Find the lies, lest they find you first. Levi was Balin. Levi was your mother. She died after your father left. He was there the whole time. He raised you. He's the reason why your father left. And so claims the shadow that gave you your power, raising so many more questions, possibly than giving answers. And you sit, and you sit, and you wait until the sun rises over the horizon. And I think we will move on. The rest of you.
Oh my god. Okay. It's like let's just move on real quick. Okay, cool.
I think that's a good, since
that was that's heavy.
V and I are going to be having a lot of words with Levi.
I'm so sad. So sad you missed that, Danny. I'm so sad that you missed that. Damn.
Levi turned off my internet. Like, Finn doesn't need to hear this.
He doesn't need to see this. He doesn't need to see this.
This doesn't concern all of my disciples at once.
Or Luden.
one disciple at a time.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
This is gonna be fun. So who's ready to have fun times at Dawn's Rise? Yeah.
Yeah.
The last person who hurt my brother Luden, I broke their brain open as a giant gorilla. So Levi's gonna have a good couple centuries.
Oof.
Luden does not return. Mimi and Shaza go and sit in chairs in the dining hall, swinging their feet.
I feel like Praeria would have followed Luden to a point, but then stopped to see the twins. She figures he would like to probably be alone right now. And she'll probably confront them and ask them, what did you do?
He wanted to play hide and seek. We asked him if he wanted to know. And he said that he did. We warned him. We did warn him. But he had a secret and he's been trying to find it for the longest time. And we know secrets. And so we told him.
And how did he take that? He seems very upset.
I mean, that's the price that... We told him that it wouldn't... He might not rather know. But he was very adamant. In fact, he pushed and he pushed and he said he was tired of people telling him what he should and shouldn't know. So we just told him.
Prayer just thinks back to every time they had conversations with Luden about like not wanting, like telling him things he wouldn't want to know, or like cautioning him against certain things, certain knowledge, and just yes, I imagine he is, but the things you told him, I don't want to know, but never mind. I was going to ask a child if they thought it was their place, but it doesn't seem to be. Never mind. How do you know these things?
We know the greatest kept secrets. Well, not all of them, but most of them. When we get older, we might know all of them. But the secrets that we know are the secrets of tricksters. Those are the best kind.
Tricksters.
So, played our game. We have answers for you if you'd like. But since he's not here, I guess he doesn't want them.
No, I'm sure. Maybe later. Okay. Did Tredillion come? Is he there?
Tredillion is there. He's with you. He's just kind of like, he's uneasy. He's very uneasy with whatever is happening right now. And,
okay, cool.
He will just kind of look at them and say, but you do know roughly what is going on with these stars falling. And Shaza just goes, yup.
Well, a little bit. We do have some information about it.
Is that also trickster thing?
No. We just know.
Okay. Will you tell us? Or was that what you were going to tell Luden?
Well, that's what we were going to tell Luden. But we can tell you. He seems rather distressed.
I did not play.
Do you want to play?
Perhaps another time.
Okay, just let us know. Well, the stars are falling. And of course, we are the result of chaos. And our union kind of triggers that This chaos is not just because of you. It's silly to think that chaos can be contained and, like, you were in control. You weren't. It can't be premeditated by any means. Our union would happen one way or another, but you all just kind of decided which way the metronome was going to tilt. And the stars, those are actually celestial beings. They're fallen angels. And their blood contains what I believe you mortals call a catalyst. It's used to summon the seven into existence. It was rather rare, endangered, found in various beings across the globe, ancient descendants from these celestials, but now they're all falling from the heavens. There's going to be a lot more on the planet now, much easier to gather from those individuals like that Balok character that sent somebody after us.
That is very bad. How would one find it?
What? There's
The,
many
the fallen
celestials.
ones.
They're all over the place now. Not quite sure how many, but a lot. Pew!
And they are still alive after falling like that.
Yes. Very briefly, they'll have, remnants of the being, the godly being. But it'll go away rather quickly. But their blood's
they will
still
no
their
longer
blood,
be-
so.
And okay, so these powerful beings are falling from the sky, and they will lose their power, but
It's kind of like being an outcast. Or banished. It's kind of sad when you think about it.
and do they know what they are? Or
That's a good
will they-
question. We'll have to ask one if we meet one, huh?
Yes, we will. I have to go.
Okay.
Will you?
They
will you
just
be all
swing
right?
their feet.
She kind of looks at Tredillion like, "Are you? Can you handle?"
Oh, the children, yes. Come, perhaps we should take a rest. This has been a very long day, and in the morning we will learn some very, very special things. We'll maybe have to brew potions, yes, some special ones, or perhaps we do some art. We take a break from the more serious and meaty subjects, and just kind of take a breather day. And he just kind of like ushers them out as he walks away. And they follow him.
Ferrari just has a brief panic attack. It's fine. She's fine.
All right.
Ermir was with Praeria and
did
Luden,
he
right?
come?
What's he up to?
Yeah, Irmir, you saw the whole thing. You heard the voices echoing out.
Yeah. So like I heard like the whole thing with Luden too.
Yeah, you heard the voices echoing out.
Okay. Yeah. I'm
But the name Levi was in his head.
Yeah, I'll just turn to Praeria and Levi. That's
No, you didn't hear that. Like one sentence, like the name Levi
Oh,
was
okay.
in his head. You didn't hear that part. You heard
I
everything
just heard
else
everything
though.
else.
And Praeria
Yeah.
ran after Luden when he ran, so like
Yeah. If Praeria runs off and leaves Uri with the twins, he's just kind of looking at him like kind of sideways, like, after seeing that whole display, he'll be like, what did you do to him?
They say the exact same thing to you that they said to Briara.
Yeah.
We like that they told them the truth. He asked like the whole
And then
thing.
he'll ask, why? Like, if you knew it would hurt him, why did you do that on purpose?
Well, we told him that it would be better not to know, and he still wanted to know. It's free will, and we're not really in the business of, I don't know, it's just who we are. He wanted to know, we told him. Why wouldn't we tell him?
You remember vaguely that the Swindlefoot twins are chaotic.
Yeah. No.
And children.
And children.
Aspects are.
I suppose we could have lied to him. But the truth just happened to be much more fun in this instance.
Is that all that you do? What's fun in the moment?
Most of the time.
Well, most of the time, that's great, right? But sometimes, not very often at all, but sometimes, it's best to do not necessarily the fun thing, but the thing that helps the most. And I think that everyone might need your help very soon, guys.
Oh. Well, that kind of makes sense. I guess we are here, so makes sense that you would need us for something. I mean, you did gather us on an island, so. Which isn't the most fun place, but now that we have each other, we're gonna have lots more fun.
Yes, well. Hopefully your kind of fun won't have us all running out like Luden did.
We'll warn you first. So if you don't want it, you should just say no next time.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. See? We're both learning.
God.
You ever think maybe we should kill these kids?
I know. I like them better when they were actual children. Now they're 13 and.
No, you just want to
No. They just haven't grown their empathy yet.
They made Luden sad, and I think that's enough reason to kill these kids.
He said yes!
Nobody's sad now.
Alright. So, does everyone but Luden take a long rest?
I do want to search through Samson's stuff first.
Okay.
Hesperis is gonna go all the way back to Rue's ship, go straight up into Samson's room. She assumed that Samson would feel too uncomfortable with emotional honesty to follow her, and it seems like she was right. And she's straight up gonna go to his journal, and I assume it's just in his bag, whatever luggage he has by his bed. Is it around, or is it on his person?
I mean, he definitely doesn't carry it around. It's just in his stuff.
Okay.
Like just a little, like, it's probably like a little journal, probably black with a little clasp. I don't know. Something he picked up in La Cambria, most likely.
She delicately, like, she prestidigitates like any fingerprints away. She's being very careful about this because she's feeling very overwhelmed. So she's going to go to the next most useful things that she feels like she can be doing, which is going through Samson's stuff. Takes out that little journal that she's seen before, and she's going to pour through the list of names of political allies and enemies that he's been writing, his little political plans for Praeria, and just see if she recognizes any names in there.
Okay, so not cool. But so when you open up the journal, you do find the list of names, but you also find like hideout locations and like rough sketches of maps that Samson has drawn, like that, so that he can. It looks like he's drawing them as like it's like his PowerPoint presentation, right? So you can like so he can explain where these places are in relation to wherever Elrixis is and all that kind of fun stuff. You found there's a certain page that just says revenge, and there's a whole bunch of different ways Samson has thought about to get back at Finn for the wine prank. One of them is to get a receipt from a butcher and put Luden's name on it and just have it be for bacon. And then right underneath that says kidnap Stonk _ just many ideas, but you do, if you're looking for the list of names, there is a list of names that Samson keeps. And they're names and like people groups too. There's probably like 25 to 30 of them down there, and then like between names 7 and 8, he's just drawn a line, just a straight line between all the names.
Is Elrixis on either of these lists? Like a handy-dandy, like do either of the list of names sound more malevolent than the other lists?
Yeah, so at the top of the list is Samir, and at the bottom of the list is Elrixis.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any other specific names you're looking for or not.
Hesperis is looking for the names Helianthus and Avriel.
Avriel is not on the list, but Helianthus is. And Helianthus is like number 3 on the list. It's like Samir, someone else, Helianthus. But Avriel is not on the list.
Okay. 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 Hesperis is going to put the journal back in your bag. It's gonna take her a minute, and then she's gonna just put it back in your bag, clean everything up. Maybe she over cleans your bag like a little bit. She just prestidigitates everything, just in a kind of. And then she will go to her room on the boat. She will do her whole going to bed routine, realize she doesn't know where people are sleeping, fully put all of her makeup back on, and wander back to the party as casually as she can to figure out where everyone is spending the night. Yeah, so she arrives back with everyone else. What are Finn and Samson up to?
Finn has been talking to Rue most of the night. I don't remember where they were. I know they were in front of a fireplace, right?
Trying to unmute myself.
I'm like,
yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. You were in front of the fireplace in the kind of like the dining hall, and you probably would have seen like Ermir and Praeria and like Shaza and Mimi pop in around that time as well, while you guys were having after you guys have had your serious conversation and everything.
Right. I figure they're just hanging out and laughing and talking, and then yeah. So that's where he is.
Samson is somewhere off, not over there, but in a watchable location, so he could see all the Finn and Rue conversation happen. When Hesperis enters the room, he calls her over It's like,
Hi.
hey,
Yeah. Hi.
I got you a bottle of wine, and I'll pull it out and just hand it to her.
That's
So-
very kind. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, so Finn's talking to his dad. I think it's for the
Oh.
first time. Look, I just point that out.
Just checking to see that it's going well, and it looks like it's going well at this point, right?
They both look over at Samson. It's that part of the conversation.
It's that part of the conversation.
Just like takes a big swig.
Okay. You think it's going well then?
I have no idea, but if none of them storm off, I think it's pretty good. So we can just watch this happen, right? Are you busy?
Oh, no. Are Ermir, Praeria, and Luden back yet, or are they still
I haven't seen them,
Okay.
but I'm sure they're fine. They were just with they might not be fine. They'll probably be fine. Yeah.
So, what are the plans for sorry, I forgot what I was saying. What are the plans for sleeping tonight? Are we sleeping on the boat? I guess is my question, or is it sort of a
Yeah. I think Tredillian's got spaces for everybody in here. Keep's pretty big, so I think Rule and his crew are going to stay on in the castle, and I think there are rooms for all of us upstairs. But I mean, I guess you could really sleep wherever you wanted. I don't think anyone's going to make you sleep anywhere, you know? But there are rooms upstairs, you know?
May
Are
I no, what was it?
I was just going to ask you trying to go to bed now?
Oh, well, I look over my shoulder to see, is it dark outside yet? Is it a reasonable time to go to bed? Can I run away?
It's really late. This is
It
the
is
night
really-
that Shaza and Mimi were reunited.
Yeah. Oh, Rue was showing us the rooms earlier. I could walk you up there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's very nice. That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's why. And I'll lead Hesperis to where we have rooms. I guess wherever it is in the castle, wherever Rue showed us.
So are you once we reach that part of the castle, unless there's anything you want to say, Lauren. You are from I believe you said at some point, I might be incorrect, but you are from the summer court, yeah?
Officially, yes.
And you are familiar with many people of the summer court. Did you spend much time there? Are you very familiar with the gloaming court, or is it?
Samson looks at his glass, which is half empty of all of the rum he's drank tonight, and it's very complicated. You've never asked before. I thought you didn't want to know about that kind of stuff.
Oh, you don't share anything that you're not comfortable. It's passing conversation. That's all. Nothing serious.
I'm originally from the Summer Court. That's where I was born, I guess. That is where Samir and I serve. It is where our loyalties lie. I've spent probably the last third of my life in the gloaming court, but it is not a passing conversation sort of topic. Does that make sense? It's very complicated.
Yes, no, that makes complete sense. I completely understand.
You just look like you want to ask something, that's all. And do you have something specific you want to talk about? Or do you need to finish the bottle first.
Have you ever met a little boy?
Who?
I don't know how children work in the Feywild, but a very young boy, or in the summer court.
I mean, I know I don't have any children, but I know lots of people who have children.
Yes,
So-
yes. His name would be Avriel. Does that mean anything to you?
Avriel. Lauren, do I know anyone named Avriel?
I mean, if you know Helianthus, you probably vaguely know who that is.
Yeah, I know Avriel. He's the lost son of Helianthus.
Lost? Oh,
Yeah, he would. Did you meet him? Is he in Acacia?
no, not that I know of. It's
Last I heard, and this was while I was in the Gloaming Court. Helianthus' son was, well, he was kind of like me. He was banished and sent to the material plane.
was he?
I'm not sure why, but he's here somewhere. Avriel, that is. That's part of why we like Helianthus so much. What Samir and I do.
No, not Al.
Do you? Why would you ask? Who is that? How do you know him?
It's
I
well,
told you
know
how
that
I know him. Come on.
Well, you said before that my lineage and everything. My mother was very well, she was very interested in me learning about the Feywild, and it's a name that had come up.
I like secrets too. We'll just say it's a secret.
It's not I don't think it's a secret. It's just something that is.
Something you don't want to tell me.
It's not personal in any way, Samson. It is
That's fine.
You think Helianthus is a good person?
I've met the man one time in my life, and it was at court. What would be centuries ago for all of you. He's a bit of a dick, honestly, and that was at court. So I can't imagine he's much better at in person. But what he is someone with a vested interest that aligns with Samir and I, and our Queen Praeria. And I trust in that. I trust in how much he hates Elrixis, if that makes any sense.
It does, yes. You think he will be a good ally to Praeria?
I think he will be good at putting her on the throne. And I don't think he's powerful enough to be a threat afterwards.
And you
Is that-
believe, you believe that you have an alliance with him already?
I know Samir trusts him. And I know that when we need him, he'll come when we call. I know that.
I am sorry for grilling you. I've had a little bit of rum, of course. And of course, I'm worried about Finalai. I mean, I'm very happy for him, but it's a very exciting evening for him. And
Yeah,
whatever
I'm gonna go.
it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back down and watch and see if there are any sparks or if anything happens. Like if they fight, like it could be like they start yelling at one another. Like, who knows?
No, No,
gonna be very dramatic.
Jeremiah is a very polite young man. I'm sure he's trying to make a good impression on his whatever
Sure.
it is. Hmm?
Maybe. I don't know. How would you? What are you gonna do when you meet your dad for the first time, right? Like, how does anyone deal with that?
Yeah. Well, I will check in the morning to make sure that Luden and Priari and Urmir got back okay, you know, playing tricks on gods and playing games and all that kind of thing. A good night, and thank you. I appreciate that you... I appreciate you.
I'm here to answer any questions you have. I know it's scary. So I'm gonna go watch Finn be super awkward with his dad. So
Thank
if
you
anything,
for
just call.
turning me into a gorilla.
Who him? You?
No, thank you for turning me into a gorilla. It was very nice, very freeing.
So it was marvelous. Good night, Hesperis.
Good night, Samson.
I just leave. Go back and watch the awkwardness.
Samson
I'm
gets
gonna
his
go through my whole
popcorn.
nighttime routine again.
Samson goes and gets his popcorn while Hesperis retreats into her room and ponders on the name Helianthus and it being in Samson's book, and perhaps more that he may know. Alright, so the rest of you all take a long rest outside of Luden, who stays outside the entire night. You will take a level of exhaustion, Luden, which makes sense.
Wait, he can sleep? Luden, are you not sleeping?
Homie
Would
is,
you sleep?
homie's not sleeping. I don't.
Yeah.
The rest of you take a long rest. And with that, I think we're going to take our break a little bit early. So we're going to take our break a little bit early tonight. And we'll be back in un momento. So we'll be back, guys. Stay tuned as we come back from Luden staying up all night. Alright, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Well, hello there. Of course you came to the grand dwarven city of Digbrand to see me. Ma Belle Pebblegrit, tale extraordinaire to kings, queens, heroes, and legends. Have you gazed upon my latest masterpieces? Yes, this one for you. Don't you see how it calls to you, speaks your name? You are gorgeous, darling. The colors, the line work, the gods weep in the presence of your beauty. No one has looked more stunning in a pebble grit design. Please, I cannot bear to gaze upon your perfection for too long. You can find this mesmerizing merch at inkinlyre.com. Go and unleash your fabulosity today and help support Ink and Lyre. Do stop by my shop again. You simply must tell me about all that adventuring thing. Well, ta-ta, darling.
Extra, extra, read all about it!
What's that you've got there, mister?
Why, this right here is 9 Realms Gaming.
9 Realms Gaming?
That's right, top-notch gaming accessories made from some of the finest woods this side of the city has to offer. We got your dice vaults, we got your dice towers, dice trays, hero vaults, you name it.
Oh my!
Careful now, don't swoon into traffic. You can mosey on down to their website now. Use exclusive partner code LYRE10 to get 10% off your purchase.
What was that code again?
That's LYRE10. LYRE 10 at 9realmsgaming.com. Hurry, they're selling like hotcakes.
A 12 does break it.
Really?
Let me play you a song so that you can begin to feel a little nauseous. Yea, though she walks through the valley of Ikea, she shall fear no wardrobe.
All right. Oh, does anyone have a lockpick?
No! No, we don't need one!
And we are back. There's so many opinions back here from that. There are so many opinions from that Luden scene back here that we. Woo! Anyways. All right.
Okay.
So, you all take a long rest. Benelai.
Yes.
You go to sleep.
Yes.
And you have a familiar dream. Let's switch
Okay.
over.
Ah, I thought this was gonna be like, you have the dream. Okay. Oh gosh.
Benelai. You drift back into your dreams. Once again, the same dream you've had since you were a child. The cold breeze hits your face. You're in the woods alone again. The trees are skinny and unnaturally tall, as if they are desperately trying to escape their home. Their branches crawling up in an attempt to latch onto the light, an attempt to escape the darkness below. And the silence is deafening. No birds, no animals, nothing but silence. A light fog passes through. And again, that familiar feeling of being watched. You can smell the rotting moss and the heavy chill. A heavy chill hangs in the air. The groan of a tree moans out in the distance from behind you. The first sound to break the deafening silence. What do you do?
Finn will kind of just look around him and like he'll turn around and he'll start walking towards the tree.
You follow the sound of the groaning tree. You've heard the yawn of the old trees before in the wind, but the yawn of this one is disquieting with such age. You move toward the sound until you see this great old tree in the distance. It's absolutely massive, gargantuan like the centennial oak tree that you saw on your travels with your companions. The branches are much larger, curl over like a massive umbrella. But the tree looks a little bare. The leaves piling up below around the base where the branches curl. You look up and can barely make out what looks to be a dome over the tree and the entire space that you reside in. That familiar dome. The moonlight casts shadows through the bare branches above, and it looks almost like the entire space is filled with ethereal-like shadow brambles. You look toward the base of the tree, and it looks from this distance, with low light, like piles of gnarled roots. But instead of roots poking up slightly from the soil, it almost looks like mounds of dirt dug up around the base of the tree, and you're a good distance away and just can't quite tell. But floating gently above the gnarled roots, you see the figure. The tall, slender figure with limbs that are abnormally long like its fingertips. Its skin white and cracked like the bark of birch trees. White hair, tousled and unkempt, flowing down past what you estimate would be its waist if it had one. And its eyes are yellow as ochre, without pupils, and sunken in with dark circles beneath, as if it hasn't slept in ages. It lifts a hand from beneath its coarse gray tunic, fingers long and sharp, the cracked skin gradiating to a charcoal black, and it gestures you forward.
He will start to take a step forward and then another.
One foot in front of the other as you grow closer to the tree and the figure. And as you approach, you look toward the base of the tree, and it looks from, as you kind of approach with the low light with these gnarled roots, just kind of poking up out of the soil. The moonlight, there's something familiar that you see as you kind of approach. Is that a hand? You get closer and you see it, a gaunt arm. You almost mistake it for a root, but there it is, an arm. The skin stretched over the bone, reaching up from beneath the gnarled roots. You look around the rest of the intertwined roots and you see bodies. Some that no longer breathe air, and others that lay there, curled at the base of the tree. Very, very old elves, skin wrinkled and taut against their bones. The most visible ones are curled up at the base of the tree, sleeping, breathing slowly and evenly, dreaming. You see some of the roots pull up underneath the skin. Others that look to have been there much, much longer. You see their bones are streaked like the grain of the wood. Hundreds upon hundreds. You're not sure how many total, with all the bodies grown over by the gnarled roots.
You said some of them look as though they're sleeping, right? Finn will kind of like keep an eye on the figure out of the corner of his eye, but he'll go over to one of the ones that looks like they're sleeping, and he'll kneel down and he'll try and touch them.
Mm-hmm. You kneel down, their skin is very cold, and like there's a give to it as you kind of touch it. Just cold, nothing happens. They continue to breathe in and breathe out slowly.
These must be the dead and dying of my island. He looks up to the figure. Are you trying to tell me something? Levi told me you were trying to tell me something.
The figure is quiet, doesn't speak. But it points up to the heavens. And then down, back at its side, the tree, the roots. And you see the figure slowly manifest into the tree, dissipating until it's gone.
Okay. Well, he looks up again. Is there any way to climb it? He'll kind of try and feel for any bumps in the tree to see if he can try and climb.
You touch the tree and it's sticky with sap. And just some parts of it feel almost like wood that, has rotted away and like kind of presses in against your fingertips. And as you do, your arm just kind of like presses through the tree and like you're up into your shoulder and you feel there's some sort of warmth and you just feel a boom 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 and you tear open awake.
Oh my gosh! So he goes to like wrench his hand back and it's like, what was that? Anything on his hand?
Nope.
That feels gross.
You do feel like, you feel very sweaty, so like there's probably like a layer of sticky sweat on you, then you think like, I gotta go wash my hands. I gotta go do something.
Yeah, he'll get up early and then go to take a shower. Woo! Whew.
And you awake the following morning, everyone. You all awake. Except Luden.
I would get up early and I know Luden likes to go train and stuff in the morning, so I would go kind of check on him and see how he's doing.
I imagine you probably saw Luden wander off onto the beach, saw him, made sure he was okay, and just gave him his space, right? Mm-hmm. So it would make sense for you to return back to that same spot, and unless Luden has moved...
Nope.
He has not. You see him sitting in the exact same spot, probably with some dark circles under his eyes, maybe looking a little pale, perhaps?
Yeah, that's red flag, so I'm gonna approach him and just kind of casually sit next to him, not say anything at first, and just kind of sit, just kind of be present, for a little while. And if he continues not to say anything, I'll just look over. I'll say, so I'd ask how you're holding up, but I think that's obvious. Is there anything I can do?
Say, kill a god, no.
Well, even if we could, that might have some unforeseen repercussions.
Be sitting here all night.
Yeah.
It didn't really hit me. First thing I was thinking is just how angry I was at the twins, but turns out they're the first people that have told me what I needed to know immediately. And I appreciate that.
Luden. You've been searching for the truth since the day I met you. And and I sincerely hope that whatever they showed you wasn't the truth that you were looking for, but a wise man once said that truth is like a broadsword. when you swing it, it cuts down whatever's in front of it, because the truth is absolute. It never changes. It is law, essentially. And that can be good in certain cases, but especially if you're trying to win an argument or prove a point. But when you take truth, when you take that broadsword and you turn it on people that you care about, it can be dangerous. And today it seems that you've found yourself on the sharp end of that broadsword. And look, I know that it's what you've been chasing after and everything, but perhaps some fights don't need to be fought. Perhaps some things are better left alone. Now,
Ermir. Would you have preferred not to have known the Undercity was destroyed?
I think I would have preferred to not know how it happened.
I know, that's all good and well, but would you have rather not known that the Undercity was destroyed?
If I can never know, yes.
Or that your mother was dead?
If I can never know?
Yes.
Yes.
Even if you
that
thought you could look for her. How about Valerius? Would you have not wanted to know? Imagine your father had died at the hands of his kidnappers. Would you not have wanted to know? Just because it's the truth? Just because it makes you feel better? You wouldn't have wanted to know? I'm completely fine and understand your broadsword analogy, but Ermir, life hurts, and I'm okay with that. I don't need someone else to tell me how much I can take or how much I can't take. What I do with that information is up to me. I'm not some animal. I'll just run off instinct. I think about what I do next.
Probably more than any of us do.
I just feel like I deserve the chance to at least know about me. Right? At least about me, my story. You want someone fiddling in your brain, messing with your memories. Now imagine if they had erased the Undercity from your brain. Erase your mother's death. And all the memories associated with it. I don't care what you have to say about if you cared to know how the Undercity actually got destroyed, and even wanted to know how the Undercity got destroyed. If someone fiddled around with your memories about your mother and your father, I would not be okay with that.
And what if you keep going down this path and you just find nothing but more despair or anger? What if it's all for nothing? I mean, the pursuit of truth at what cost?
I've gotten the truth now. I'm still young.
Was it worth it?
Yeah. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm not willing to live my life as a lie, which is also very funny because the person that taught me that was the one that told all the lies. It's okay, Ermir. I get your I get you're wanting to look after me or something, but the funniest part about this entire thing is you owe me nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Do you think I'm checking on you because I feel like I owe you something?
No, but that's the truth.
Listen, what happened in Lacambria, we'll both have to carry that with us till the day we die. But I'm here because I think it's important that you know that you're not alone. I know that you have a hard time trusting people because of your family and everything that happened, and I'm still not entirely sure what the twins showed you, not all of it, but
Ermir, what they showed me was my mother died when I was 5. They showed me was Finn's God didn't let me die with my mother, but instead raised me to think that my mother was still alive. Finn's God caused my dad to leave. Or at least, that's my memory. Then, Livy caused me to feel that I had a younger brother who also died. Right? Then he caused me to feel that I got to bury him by myself. And that my mother and my stepfather just took off. Biggest thing that he caused me to feel and know was made me feel like my dad had abandoned me. Ermir. Then I happened to find the letters. And sure, that was great at the time. The only last question I would like to ask you then is, wouldn't you want to know that your dad didn't abandon you? Is that a truth that you would want to know? That the things he did was for you and his welfare?
I suppose that would give me some comfort, yes. But that's not all there is. You don't have to continue to look for who you are in your past, Luden. I mean, we've known each other a good while now, and I think I have a pretty good idea of who you are. But that's just my 2 cents. We both know you're going to do exactly what you're going to do.
Yeah.
He'll say, just know that we're here for you whenever you do decide whatever you're going to do.
Yeah. I appreciate that, Ermir.
You
do want to be helpful.
Hmm?
Gotta change these bandages.
Yeah, of course. He'll help you change your bandages out. It's gonna be a awkward talk with Finn later, huh?
Yeah. we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I don't blame Finn. If that's what you're worried about.
Well, no, but I know Levi is like Finn's rock, North Star, guiding. What's the term?
I get the point, but I don't know if I'm ever going to change my opinion now.
Well, I get that. You're not religious, right? Are you?
No.
Oh.
No. Especially
No.
not now.
No, neither am I. I was just curious. Just curious.
Okay.
Yeah, no. The idea of super beings being able to interfere with people's lives never sat well with me, so I could understand.
Yeah. I'm glad we're on the same page there.
I don't know. I just know that Finn talks to, or he prays to Levi a lot, and I don't know. Maybe he'll be able to give you some insight and help you find whatever truth you're trying to look for.
Ermir, I found my truth. I found it. No more searching. Now I just gotta find my dad. It's okay. Promise. Had a lot of time to think. Last night, I still have a lot of thinking to do. But
Okay. Well, I'll leave you to it then.
thanks for the bandages. He'll stare forward. Just sit down, look out the waves.
All right. Is there anything else that you all would like to do before you leave Sunbask Isle?
Rue is coming with us on the next leg of the voyage, right?
I mean, he's delivering you to Acacia.
Do we still have to stop off north of here to drop off Ermir's dad?
That's a good question. What are we doing?
Yeah. Before we do that, Uri would like to have a conversation with Praeria. He's after obviously the last time we talked about Feywild stuff was with Samson, and the whole time dilation thing has kind of been on his mind a lot lately. He I mean, like he's not been like super reserved or anything, but he has been like, you know, just kind of turning it over in his mind. It keeps him up at night, you know. He while everyone's like sitting at the table talking and eating and stuff, he'll kind of just be off in his own little world thinking about it. And finally, he finds Praeria, probably making some poisons around the docks or something, and he'll just walk up and he'll be like, hey, so I talked to my dad.
Yes, what about?
Well, for you know how we're going to the Feywilds to get your family back and everything, right?
I know of it, yes.
Yeah. And so and you know how time moves kind of wacky there, right?
Yes, as I understand it, is much slower there.
Yeah, way slower, according to Samson. Yeah.
That worries you.
Well, I don't know if you know, tieflings don't live for. I mean, don't get me wrong. We have perfectly normal lifespans, but they're closer to I'm closer to a Luden than to a Samson, if you know what I mean.
I think most of us are closer to a Luden than a Samson, but
Yeah, and he'll put his hand up to his chest, and like with this thing in me though, I think my expiration might be a bit closer than most. And my dad, he's not exactly a young man anymore either. And so I'm sorry, I'm beating around the bush.
it's all right. I understand. I have thought about what a trip like that would mean for you, and especially Luden. The people he's trying to find.
And look, it's not. I mean, after everything.
I can't ask you. I'm sorry.
You shouldn't have to. You helped me get my dad back. And after everything that happened in Sable, I know how it feels to lose the people that you care about. And I would hate for you to have to continue to go through that if there's something I could do.
And I would hate for you to have to do it again, which is why I cannot ask you to. If you choose to stay, you may stay. We have made many choices that we should not have had to already. I can't ask you to make another one. I can't say how long we'll be gone.
He'll kind of avoid your gaze, but you'll notice like tears start to well up in his eyes a little bit. He'll say like, I don't know. I don't know what to say, Prey. I mean, I want to continue this. I want this time with my dad, but I mean, your people are still out there.
Yes, we will find a way. And there are things that you should probably do here anyway. We'll still be in this together, even if we're not together.
He'll kind of wipe his eyes, smile, and say, yeah, you're definitely a fake queen because you are too good for this world.
Well, we'll see. Is everyone back?
Should be by now, right?
Good. If you heard what the twins said.
Oh. Yeah. I spoke to Luden earlier. He's well, he's being very Luden about it, but
No, about the stars.
oh. Yeah, that.
We should tell everyone. And if things are getting worse or will get worse with the rest of the 7, it might be good to have you here.
Yeah, I can keep an eye on things. You know.
Yes. We should come up with a plan. All of us.
Together.
Together.
All right. So, you all reconvene in the dining hall. You reconvene in the dining hall. Luden, do you finally
Yes.
come inside?
Yeah, you're right. He hadn't eaten. He has no more spell slots. So I think out of sheer hunger, he will come inside.
Okay.
Hesperis is being so fucking casual. You really buy into how casual she's being. She's like serving people food and pouring them drinks and asking them about their morning and how they slept and keeping the conversation like going. So how is everybody doing? I really enjoyed actually the lodging here. Did everyone have a good night?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, yeah.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Briaria, you slept well, I'm sure.
Eventually.
Right, do you want the vegetarian or the omnivorous option for breakfast?
Maybe in a little bit.
Juice?
Yes, juice, please.
Okay, fantastic. I start pouring.
It's just coconut water.
So,
fancy water.
So,
Sparkling, if you like that. Sparkling coconut water, is that appetizing?
The bubbles. I like the bubbles.
Oh, good.
Doesn't look very sparkly.
It's just unpleasant. That's all sparkling water means. It's just unpleasant water.
Okay. I don't know why you would drink that.
Today on Fates and Hot Takes.
What was that, Samson? Did you want to say something?
No, Samson's very hungover, so he's not saying a whole lot.
Orange juice. Orange juice, yeah?
Yup, orange
Vitamin
is
C.
great. Yeah.
Good, yeah.
All right, we need to get some food in him for the next, for what we have to say.
yes.
Lots of bread.
Lots
And
of
then,
bread. Make sure
the
it's
plan is
cooking
to
down.
get back on the boat and go to Acacia, going north. What is the plan?
That is the plan, right?
Well, where we are we going to a secondary location or are we going straight to Acacia?
Yeah, right now there's an island in the north on our way to Acacia that Rule's taking us to. That's where we're meeting up with Addy.
Fantastic. Okay.
We're meeting up there with Addy to drop off Valerius, right?
Is Valerius eating breakfast with us and does he know this?
Yes,
He would be. Yeah, he already knows this. Aramir told him about it.
It would be new knowledge. Yeah, it would be new knowledge to me if we were not doing this plan anymore. And if so, I couldn't call the necessary people to make changes.
We're gonna miss you, Uri's dad. You've been so fun.
I'm gonna miss you too, Lyre. It's been so nice to get to know all of you.
I swear, thank you so much.
Uri will he'll look at his dad, and then he'll glance back over at Praeria.
She'll kind of shake her head a little, like she doesn't want to say it in front of anyone outside of the party.
Okay. Then we eat, we feast, and
All
Hey
right.
guys, guess what?
What?
Rue is my dad.
Yes. Oh, I'm your
no way.
Isn't that crazy?
What? That's wild.
I am a thorn, like a real thorn.
Wonderful. And you had a great conversation with him last night.
Yeah, I did actually.
Good.
That
It
is
was great.
wonderful, Finn.
It went a lot better than I thought it would.
I'm so glad. That is wonderful.
That's all.
Oh no, that is very exciting. It totally reframes.
Well,
your
that's
life.
just wonderful, Finn. That is good for you. Good for you.
Thank you.
He just kind of like
Also-
waggles your arms and does like.
Also, I think Cassius might be related to us too.
What?
Oh, well, that's news.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
The-
weird.
The hero, the demigod, Cassius.
Is
Don't
Cassie
tell him
really
yet.
just
Is
spit out
Cassius
his
even
brain?
working with us? Does he have a reaction?
No,
Yeah.
Cassius is not here.
Ah!
But don't tell him yet. I want it to be a surprise.
Cassius is probably on the ship right now.
I'm gonna tell him.
Don't tell him, Samson. I want it to be a surprise.
I think Finlay should you tell him.
Yeah, he's my relative. I don't know what he is though. Like a great. I don't know.
It's Lord of Greats. Lord of Greats.
He's your god uncle because he's half god.
That's hilarious.
Someone like Revenir Thorn would have a sort of, family tree on some wall somewhere. Did you see?
Oh, Rue's gonna show me that. I think he has one in his room.
Oh, how nice. That's lovely.
But I don't think he knew about Cassius either. He was pretty surprised.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I don't think you'd have a family tree for something that far back.
Cassius did live before the Canberra was built, so it's one of those things. It's very, very old.
How exciting.
Seems a very important lineage to lose track of.
Very important.
I just had a realization. Is now a good time to have a conversation with everyone before we arrive in Acacia? Or should I say for closer to our destination?
What conversation?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
It's not terrifically serious. It's just something... I want to make sure we're all on the same page before we get to Dawn's Rise, my hometown. Now is good time?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're leaving in just a little bit, so yeah.
Fantastic. Well, first of all, and I'll go more into specifics in this before we arrive, in the Arete family estate, but my family is a little bit more on the formal side, and I am sure you will all be charming as always, but just to prepare you for that. And then, of course, there is also the temple at Dawn's Rise, where we are going to ask for assistance for our good friend Cassius' situation. And I'm going to put forward an, I don't want to call it a request because it is more of an opinion, and I'm very open to other people's opinions in this matter, but it is just where I stand. I would like to tell my temple, where work the most wise, honorable, and most trusted people in my life, that I would like to tell them everything. The absolute trust of everything that we have done, what we are planning to do, every detail of what we did in the past and what we are doing moving forward. And I will be telling them everything unless there is a reason that I should not.
Is Ermir's dad still here?
Yeah. He's just eating his eggs and bacon with a big old grin on his face, just enjoying life.
Got like a Cracker Barrel grandpa.
He's sitting next to Ermir, and like every now and then, like he'll dish him up some more grits and like pass it over to Ermir.
Oh my god, thanks, Dad. Yeah,
He's the slowest eater I have ever seen.
I know. So great.
You do not have to reach any sort of decision or opinion now. We have several days before we arrive in, a case at all. Let you know. Don't.
Are we telling certain people in the church, or just like the whole church?
Well, those who pledge their life to the temple are the purest soldiers of God and all of this, but
You've got my vote, Hesperis.
Thank you.
Yes, if you trust them, well, I trust you, so sure.
I mean, I trust you too. It's not that I don't trust. I'm just wondering.
I mean, so I just want to clarify. Are you asking us if we're going to be honest with the church?
Not to be too brusque, but I am not asking. I am letting you know, unless you can give me a reason not to be honest.
I can't think of any reason why we wouldn't want to trust one of the masters of the weave for any reason. So that church is... No, I think it's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with Remblace or any of the new Pantheon for that matter. So if they're going to help us out, of course. Why not?
How long would like a request take? Like, would we be there for like a few days, or like a week, or like a month, or a year?
I don't understand the question.
Like, you said you were going to put in a request, right?
Oh, I was requesting of you if I could be honest.
Oh.
I was, I believe that we will be able to see Le Maire when we arrive, considering I'm a mission from the god himself, but we should be able to move things relatively swiftly, so long as we can be honest and forthright with the temple.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I see no reason why we can't tell them. I mean, they are going to have to meet Cassius no matter what, so...
Yes.
And like our mission is for the good of all, so I can't imagine why Rimbliss wouldn't be there.
Excellent.
On our side.
Well, if there is anyone who does have any discomfort or any reasoning that they are either not comfortable sharing with the group or that comes to them in the coming days, you can speak to me privately, and I will act accordingly. So, thank you very much. Does anyone want any more orange juice or coconut water? I'll have some more orange juice, I suppose.
All right. So, I have no idea. Are we dropping Ermir's dad off or not? I need to know.
Are you taking your dad? Are you dropping your dad off, or are we bringing him to Acacia? What's up? Do I need to call Addie?
Daniel was so subtle earlier about like if there are any plans that I would need to know about.
Do I need to talk to Rue about our mission?
Nah, I think we're gonna drop Pops off, and I think Gary might go with him.
You're dropping him off, so you're not going to the Feywild?
After the talk with Prey, I think he's gonna
So at least tell us how this is going down. Or are you just gonna walk off the freaking boat?
You want to,
All right, so
Let's
you
get
want
to.
Should
maybe
have.
wait on this side.
I don't know. I'm hold on.
Hey, let's give Brandon a second. It's fine. Like
Just
that's fine.
I feel like we would like try to have a private talk with everybody sometime on the boat. While
Well,
we're going.
I can make the moment. I just need to know what's happening.
yes, that would be great, man.
Okay. That's all I need. That's all I need. Is like I can make the moment for you. I just need to know where we're going here.
Paint us a
yeah.
picture.
All right. So you all board the ship back on Rue's vessel, the Silent Storm. Let's swap over here for a second. And you leave Sunbask Isle. Continuing onward towards Acacia, towards your mission of returning Cassius's memories. And you leave Shaza and Mimi. You leave Tredillion. You continue making your way, and roughly a week passes. And you're sailing, and you hit that mark where Addie told you to be, between the two islands. It's very foggy and cloudy, and the mist of this early morning is just kind of hung up in the air. Bad sailing weather. But not bad weather for the sky. You're sailing through, and Luden, because you are, of course, in the crow's nest, you see out in the distance a stepladder just floating and going up into the sky, into nothingness. It's just like floating there.
Luden just looks at it.
Probably like 10, 15 feet, like, from the water.
Stares at it for a good minute, two. Just trying to figure it out. He'll just slowly go down from the crow's nest. And for once, he's gonna go find Samson. And he'll go, you know anything about step ladders that float above the ocean? Is this some more god stuff? Does it go to like heaven or something?
I look at the step ladder that goes to the ocean, and I follow it up. Is there a ship up there?
Do you just like, you don't say anything? Like the ship just kind of passes, and like the ladder just kind of clinks against the first mast, and like you just go up, you grab it, and you start climbing up.
No, I'm asking, like, I just look at it, and I'm like, I follow it with my eyes straight up. Like, is there a ship way up the top?
It's so foggy. You can't tell. It's so
I don't know.
foggy.
But if I don't think there is a stairway to heaven right here, so it's probably just Addie. But I guess it's probably time to go find Valerius, I would say. Do you think his knees can handle that kind of climb, or should we just fly him up?
I mean, it's not like we're gonna be fighting anytime soon. Might as well just let him fly, right?
Yep. Let me go check with Addie. I'll be right back if you want to let them know. And I turn to a bird and I go flying up there.
Luden goes and finds the rest of the party.
Yeah, I just tell Addie, like, hey, you can go ahead and pull that up. I'll fly him up I'll fly Valerius up when all is said and done. His knees can't take it. He's old man. And say hey, of course. Light flirtations with Addie, and then head back down.
Luden will just knock on Hesperis, Fenelai, Prearia's door, and all of them. Just, or if they're over there, if any of them are like at the captain's desk or whatever like that, he'll just give them nods and stuff like that and point towards Samson and Luden and Valerius and Ermir's room.
Thank you.
He'll get in there and he'll just be like, Addie's here.
Already?
Is she here? Like she's on our ship, or are we going to meet her?
She's in the sky.
Oh, before we go anywhere, just stay here for a moment, and she's gonna go next door and get Ermir.
He's in our room.
I thought like you went to me, Finn, and Hesperis' room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. So she's gonna go. And is Samson back yet?
Yeah, I'm back. I'll just float back down.
Okay, cool.
Turn back
Gets
into
him
person.
Before this happened, Mira and I wanted to explain what the twins told us.
Yes.
So they said that the stars were celestial, and they were falling, and that they would lose their power after they fell. But their blood would still. What was it?
Oh.
The blood can summon the seven somehow. And even though they lose their power, they will still be able to do this. It's going to get worse.
A lot of stars fell, Prey.
It's going to get a lot worse.
So wait, the stars are like people?
That's how they made it sound, yeah.
Or they will be soon, if they are not already.
There was something in La Cambria, some words we read on the page in the Vescar family. It was talking about the catalyst that lived within things.
That was the word. They used that word.
Yeah. So it said someone was the catalyst, and that's what they used.
Was the Swindle Twins the catalyst?
There are many of them now.
I think the stars are the catalyst.
Each one that fell.
Well, do we need to go find them?
I don't know how we would, and they said that they don't know if they would remember what they were.
We need to
not.
tell more than just the church.
I'm sure everyone's gonna find out soon. Hesperis, does this mean anything to you?
But the star is falling, and
people being catalysts and that sort of thing.
I mean, before I was sent here by Rembles himself, yes, to assist all of you. Before Rembles spoke to me, there was another who, there was a woman named Asteria, a prophet, who said that the moon would set and the stars would fall and then they would come. My assumption, based on context, was that was the seven, but I suppose I don't know. But maybe we could talk to Asteria was a member of the temple, so we could talk to Lyre or to the other high priests of the temple, and they might have more context, more information for us on this topic.
I think your assumption's probably right, since the catalysts are used to raise the seven. And now there are lots of them.
What, do we think the stars falling are raising the seven, or do we think that they are more like the Swindle twins? Children.
I think they're closer to the 7.
For my thoughts, I think they're more like seeds. And they are seeds that from which the 7 can rise.
Well, then they needn't necessarily, yes? I mean, a seed can be tended, can be grown, webbed onto a scaffolding. They don't need to be drawn towards evil. If they are but a seed, but a child, we may be able to guide them, yes? Like the Swindle twins.
In a way, they are just... The way I worked previously is that there was... What we understood was that the catalyst lived in people, unbeknownst to them. It was just like it was a test that was done on them to discover that they had the catalyst. And then once it was discovered, they were used to bring the 7 back. And so now these stars have fallen. If the catalyst gets into other people, those who are... They do not grow into the 7 on their own. They don't just appear, right? It is the evil in those who have the Viscar family that has tried to bring the 7 about and has some vested interest in doing so. There are more catalysts now than ever, and that could be it. So it's just easier to bring them around.
It could be anyone.
But there is nothing that is absolute. There is no stone that is completely solid. It can be carved by water, by time. If these catalysts are present in innocent people, there is no reason that there is no hope for them if we should find them and guide them and help them. Yes?
I think the first step is finding them, though. I get where you're coming from, Hesperis, with not immediately just murdering anybody that we feel could summon the 7. But I think we're all overlooking the big issue. There's a ton of them out there. We don't know how many it takes to summon a 7. And if it only takes 1. You see where I'm going with this?
Previously, it did only take 1.
Yes, but Urimir houses a 7 within him, and we don't kill him, so...
Yeah, I don't think mass genocide's the right answer. That sounds terrible. I think that's awful. But I guess what I am saying is it's very likely that if there are 7 who have not risen yet, it's very likely that they will soon. But that's the thing about prophecy, right? It always comes true.
Yeah. Right.
More importantly, I don't...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. With things the way that they are, I don't think it would be a good idea for all of us to be gone from this plane at the same time. I think maybe some of us should stay.
What?
Yeah, look, I've thought a lot about it, and, well, I just got my dad back. And the way time moves in the Feywilds, I could be his age by the time we get back, and he'll be gone. I can't lose him again, guys.
So you're gonna stay here? Just stay here with your dad and not go with us, not go with Prey, and just tell us what happens while we're over there?
It's all right, and he could oversee the LURK, this search for these catalysts, these people, while we're gone. And
But what if it's more dangerous over here than where we're going to be in the Feywilds?
Well, I mean, we'll be in the tower. We'll be with Rhaenyra. It's not like we'll be, running around Digbrand or anything. I just,
Can I make a inside check on Prioria? Because it sounds like Uramir wants to stay home to be with his dad, but Prioria is kind of pitching that like Uramir could be more useful on this side. Can I make an insight check on Prioria to see if she knows more than she's kind of letting on here? Like that maybe she knows something about Uramir that he hasn't told any of us.
Sure.
I rolled a 3, so that's a total of a 4.
Well, she doesn't have an ulterior motive, really. She just
I guess my question was like, does she know that Uramir really just wants to be here with his dad, and that she's trying to come up with a logical reason why he might stay instead?
Yes. That is a fair thing.
Uramir, I lost my mother when I was 15 years old. And I would give anything to have more time with her. So I understand why you want to stay with your father. However, and you know this, you are a part of a larger purpose now. You are a part of a prophecy, a leader of change, a part of the inner workings of fate. And I suppose what I want to know is, when we return from the Feywild, will you join us again, friend?
I mean, of course, I'll always be there if you need me. I still consider you our family. That's never going to change.
Looking at Prioria, even with my 4, I go up to Uri and I give him a big hug, the big Samson hug, and I say, well, he's not really leaving us. He's just gonna be here, fighting the good fight on the material plane side, He's still doing his work and doing his mission, just over here where he can be with the ones he loves.
I remember, what if you died?
Dust his shoulders off.
I mean, that's always the possibility. I'll try really hard to stay alive. How about that?
Plus, we won't be gone that long. We'll be back soon. He'll go over and hug Uramir on the other side.
Yeah,
but we're still gonna really miss you.
I think you're missing the point. What if you die and release the 7?
Not to be nonchalant, but I don't think we could really make a contingency for that. I'll just try not to die.
We'll call Ray. When we leave, I'll send Ray his way. She'll watch over him.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to my temple first, and I will let Lemire know. And there is a man that perhaps you can have people look for, Uramir. Maybe if you are, if he could be in contact with the Sparrowhawks, if we still have the rock, we have the rock. He could be in contact with the Sparrowhawks. If you could have them look for a man named Avriel, he might be able to help you.
Right. Avriel.
Avriel, yes, he will be helpful. He's a very kind man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Luden will toss him the sending stone. I don't need this anymore anyway.
At least we'll find some good use for it.
Yeah. So you're gone then?
Yeah. Well, for a while anyway.
I'm gonna take a step back and start working on something. There's some druidcraft things happening.
Are you going to take Umber with you?
Of course. I mean, he's not done yet. I'm gonna keep working on him.
Can I keep the hat?
Uri will reach into his bag and he'll pull out like the first version of Umber made out of the kitchen scraps and stuff, and it's significantly smaller than this one, and it might be missing a couple of forks and stuff off of it, and he will hand that one over. He'll hand it over to Finn. He'll say Now you'll always have a number.
Okay. He'll go with us everywhere.
Oh yeah, someone's got to keep Snonk and Volpa company.
Yeah.
Snonk looks at Umber and looks at you crying, Finn, and then Snonk looks back at Urmir. And he just goes,
Luden will cast Speak with Animals. They'll just look over at Snonk. Be like, what you want to say, buddy?
Why Food Hand sad?
Snonk wants to know why you're sad. What do you want me to tell him, Luden? Or tell him. What do you want me to tell him?
I can talk to him too.
Oh yeah.
Because of Urmir.
That's true.
Sad Face is going to be gone for a while. Not forever, just a little while. He's gotta stay a little while with his dad. Because his dad is old. And we don't know how much time he has left. And so Urmir wants to spend as much time as he can with him. So you should say goodbye, okay?
Snonk looks at you, Finn, then back at Luden, and then back at Urmir. And he just kind of like, in his little pig mind, he puts everything together, and he looks back at Urmir, and he says to you, Finn,
Sad Face not sad anymore. Sad Face with Dad, and Sad Face not sad. Sad Face happy now. Snonk happy too. Snonk berries. Snonk berries happy face.
You can tell then, huh?
Goddamn pig.
I
God.
know, man.
Oh my god.
You should give Snonk a hug, Uri.
Snonk likes hugs.
Yeah, he'll squat down and just give Snonk the biggest hug that he possibly can. Just like
Snonk is much
with everything.
Snonk is much larger than when you first encountered him. He's grown to be an adult pig, well, nearly adult pig at this point. And his, layered chin just kind of cushions into the side of your shoulder. And he just kind of like, once you hug him, he just kind of like relaxes all of his weight into you. And just kind of like, just stays there for a second.
And just give him a little pat on the head and say, can't believe I wanted to eat you when we first met.
He can't understand a word you're saying, but he
I know.
thinks that it's so. He thinks it's he thinks it's nice.
Yeah,
At
Luden
this-
just says, Snonk, he wants you to know he loves you very much.
You then see Mountain kind of poking his little head out of your pocket, Praeria, and he looks at you and looks at Finn and looks back at Uramir and Snonk and just kind of does this, gesturing to his face, and then points at Uramir, and then kind of like looks back at you for a moment.
Here, and she'll pick him up and she'll like put him up next to Uramir's face so he can hug him.
Before you grab him, he dives into your pocket and begins rustling around, and then you pick him up and he has something. And you kind of hold Mountain out to Uramir. And Mountain takes a flat, glossy button out from behind his back and holds it out. And then pretends to eat like he's eating off a plate.
Oh my god.
And then holds it out to you to take. And then also snaps one of his small mushrooms, the smallest one, off the top of his head, puts it on his plate, and he holds it out to you.
Oh, Uriel hold his little head out to take the little button plate with the mushy water, and he'll make the same gesture back. He'll go.
And Mountain will just rub his hands together and like kind of rub his hands down the sides of his face, and will just kind of hold out his arms to like come and hug your nose.
Oh, I'll let him hug my nose.
And he just kind of squeezes it and...
Oh my god, Mountain.
Volpa will just kind of, being what she is, she will jump down off of Samson's neck and just kind of trot over to you, sit next to you, place her head on your leg for a moment, look at you for a couple seconds, and then stand back up and walk back over to Samson. She's much more proud, and you know that she never shows any affection
I love
to
you
anyone.
too, yeah.
And even this small gesture is something to behold. The only...
Now the time for goodbyes.
As all of this is happening, Samson has fashioned a little chess set. It's made of like wood and leaves and it's living. Like it'll need to be watered and stuff, but it's formed in such a way that kind of like flips open and there's pieces inside and all that kind of stuff, and it comes up and has like a little clasp on the front that has all these like thousands and thousands of little white and blue flowers on the front of it, and it's just, it reminds you, it's just very, very cute and small. It's probably about 18 by 18, something like that. It's a fairly large chess set, and that he's Druid crafted and put together and all that stuff. And as Valerius approaches, which I'm guessing he's got like backpack slung over his shoulder.
Yeah, Valerius is unaware that his son is coming with him still.
Yeah.
Like as Valerius is coming to say goodbye to Uramir, I hand the chess set to Valerius, and I tell him, "Way back when your son and I used to play this in the Undercity. Do you know how to play chess?"
I used to play. No, haven't played in years.
Yeah, well
Quite
maybe
frankly,
you can,
I don't remember how to play.
Well, maybe some of those old tricks will come back to you, and you can teach him a thing or two. He was quite rotten at it, and maybe he'll get a little bit better. And I give Valerius the chess set.
He takes the chess set, like holding like one of the bags over his shoulder, and he's like, teach him a thing or two. And he looks at you, Aramir.
Yeah. We'll have a lot of time to practice at the tower together.
He just drops his bags. He lowers the chest set on the ground. His lower lip is just like he can't even hold it. Like it's just trembling. And like he just runs up to you and throws his arms around you and just cries his eyes out as he embraces you and just like he just cannot contain himself. Just in utter tears. And a mess of a man.
Yeah, Irma tries to hold back a little bit, but he's definitely crying too. And they just summed up that moment. He says, when it all came down to it, I just couldn't let you go again.
He pulls back and I'm so glad that you're gonna. I'm so glad. We gotta build something. You and me, we're gonna build all kinds of things, and
we're gonna build so many things.
And I just can't wait to get started. It's like I've been given a new chance. I didn't think I'd get this chance. I didn't think I'd get it at all.
Neither did I for a while, but
I'm so glad. I'm so glad I thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for bringing my son home and taking care of him and bringing me home. You saved me. I didn't deserve a second chance. I made so many mistakes, and I thank you, all of you.
Irma, he'll walk up. He'll walk up to Finn, and he'll just give him a big old hug. He'll say, never change, Finn. I'll see you around.
You better learn how to swim, and you better know how to do it by the time we get back, okay? He's gonna reach over and he's gonna take Uramir's hand, and Uramir's gonna feel a bit of a sting, and the little death ward snake will wind around his wrist.
That's so good. I was just he sees the death ward and he'll go, I'll have to be extra careful now. My guardian angel's leaving me.
We'll be back. Thank you, Uramir. Thank you for everything.
Thank you. You already know. You saved my life, saved my dad's life. Keep these guys safe too, okay?
I will.
He'll go over to Luden. No. He doesn't hug Luden at first. He's kind of like stands in front of him for a second. Like that. There's that long. It's a short moment, but it feels long when it's like, okay, do we hug? Do I shake his hand? Like,
Luden just says, "Look, Hermir, I definitely wouldn't blame you if you don't come back. Be happy, man. Like, really be happy. You lost everything. Now you got everything at the exact same time. No pressure." And Luden will hug Uramir.
Oh, after a second of being stunned, that Luden hugs her, he'll hug you back. He'll say, I hope you find your happiness too, man.
Thanks.
He'll go up to Hesperis. Say, couldn't have done any of this without you. Thank you. And I'm sorry I won't get to see you home. I'm sure it's lovely.
I am very happy to get to see you go home. Hesperis is gonna fall right back into her crown weaver speak. You are surrounded by people who love you. And she says, I have a life that is very well lived. And I do hope that I get to see you in the aftertime.
Oh yeah, we'll see each other again, I'm sure.
I'm so proud of you. And she's gonna hug you.
Give her a big old hug.
But I do get to keep the hat, yeah?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I mean, I hope it serves you well. Nah. We'll go up to Praeria. Thank you. You know, sort of wish you was just a queen over here. So you wouldn't have to worry about all this. Like,
Wasn't this, it would be something else.
yeah, probably. They don't know how good they're about to have it over there.
Well, we're about to bring a lot of bad before we bring a lot of good.
That's just our MO at this point. Say,
well,
go get your family back, Pray. And your throne and everything else that's waiting for you.
she's gonna she'll reach out a hand and she'll touch both of his shoulders where like the pins on a traveling cloak would be, in a gesture that means safe travels. And she'll just give him like a tearful nod until we're together again.
Oh, he'll just go hug her. Yeah.
She'll hug back very tightly, and she will cry a little bit.
Yeah, he'll embrace, and as he lets go, he'll bow and he'll just say, "My queen." And then we'll go over to Samson.
Last but not least.
I guess this is it.
Yeah, I guess it is.
It's not like you were coming back anyway, so.
Yeah, Samson thinks about it, and Ermir's the only one he's told that when they go to the Feywild, he's not coming back, and this is likely the last time Ermir and Samson will ever see each other. And but way back when, 72 hours worth of meeting, after meeting one another, Samson told Ermir how fucking wrong he was about everything, and just how he knew so much more than Uri did, and got punched for it and yelled at, and all of those things. And Samson was right, still to this day. This is the last time this is very likely the last time, it is the last time these two will ever meet. So Eremer says, it's not like you were coming back anyway. It's like, and so Samson says, maybe I will, but maybe not. Who knows what the future holds, Eremer? And he'll bring him in for a hug, and he'll kiss him on the cheek. And he says, This is the right choice for you, friend. I'm so happy you made it. Grabs him by the shoulders and just looks at him.
We've come a long way. And I'm glad that you were there by my side for all of it. So,
yeah.
Take care of these guys. They're gonna need you.
And call me every day. And then I'm gonna set Uri up as one of my people that I can call all the time, via my sending, via my zodiac ability.
As you say that, he said, I'm gonna make you regret that.
Look, when things go crazy here, you gotta let us know. That way we can come back sooner,
Oh yeah, you guys have it easy. You're gonna go hang out with satyrs and sprites and all the types of fake creatures. Leave me here with the 7 and the fucking sky falling down.
Look, if I don't hear from you every 45 minutes while we're over there, it'll be a bad day.
That's all, yeah. Nah. We'll be fine.
Take care of her, man.
You too, Sammy.
Valerius, you should be very, very proud of your son. And I wish you all the joy in the world.
I am very proud of him. And he comes in and he hugs you, Hesperis. Thank you. I'm never gonna forget any of you.
How could we?
Don't die, Ermir. I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, it's not in the plan. You know what? If that happens to change, you'll be the first to know.
Yeah, if you don't answer Samson's call, then we'll assume you're dead and we'll come back and we'll battle your giant worm corpse or whatever happens. We'll deal with it.
Yeah.
It's like after you've murdered your father and everyone in the general vicinity, you come back and...
You
I
all,
wouldn't have it any other way.
You all watch as Valerius begins ascending the ladder.
I thought it was fine.
I cast fly on him
you
and
fly?
Uri.
Okay.
On both of them. I can do it to 2 people. I fly on both of them so they can just zip on up.
Well, you watch Valerius disappear into the clouds above as he makes his way onto the deck of the Arisalant.
I'm glad I got to meet all of you. Take care.
And
you know what? I have fly. I'll cast fly on myself too.
I already cast fly on you.
Oh, you did say on both, didn't you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then I will Mary Poppins on out of here, yeah.
You watch Ermir ascend to the Arisalant. And as it pulls away, Ermir, the step ladder is brought back in. You ascend, looking down upon your friends. The sun rising in the sky now has evaporated most of this fog, and you see the silent storm carrying through. It breaks through that fog. And you watch as every single one of your friends stay on deck, watching your ship until you can't see anymore. You see them stay there. And you disappear into the clouds. And this is where Uramir's journey ends thus far. As he is carried away to Raymirith's tower with his father, to live out his days spending with his father as they build and create. They play chess. Uramir, your father tells you stories about your mother that you had never even heard before. About a time when memories of your childhood that you don't remember because you were so young, and how brilliant you were, and the first steps that you took, and how if they had the money at the time, you would have been a savant. You would sat on the council.
Yeah.
And he tells you all these aspirations that he had for you at the time, when you were so small, as you're playing chess. Then he looks up at you and he says, all those things pale in comparison to what you became. You're so much greater than I thought you could ever be. Checkmate. And that is where we will end tonight's session and Uramir's story.
Can I do one thing before we head out?
Yes, you may.
On the Seaborn ship, I would like to grip Luden's hand, and not knowing anything that he's learned in the past 24 hours, I would like to lean against his shoulder and say, I miss my mother so much. That's it.
Me too.
And that will end tonight's session. We bid Uramir farewell in this session this evening, and what a journey it has been. Thank you all for joining us this evening for this very amazing episode. Roller coaster episode of Fate's End. Let me thank all of our new followers this evening. Let me scroll back here. We've got Heloidy for the resub, Hello Love Doves for the resub, Hatcher Actor for the resub, Roger Twy for the follow, Void Bound Radic for the cheer of 8 bits. Welcome back to the channel, Void Bound. Ad M Junior 79 for the follow, the Jake Michaels for the follow. Everyone, thank you so much for watching this evening. If I could have everyone in chat give us one last huzzah mug for Uramir, please, as we raise our glass and say goodbye to Uramir on the show this evening. If you enjoy our show, please do consider supporting us with a like, subscribe, use that free Twitch Prime to help us continue to make amazing content like this. We do have other shows on our channel. Of course, Mondays is our Fate's End show, which is every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. On Tuesdays, we have our Breach Battles show, which is our Malifaux 3E show. It is a tournament that we are currently going through. We're about to do the last round of our round robin, last round of our round robin, which I believe will end next week, where we'll start doing it live. We'll have our live pre-seeded shows. But Breach Battles is a tournament war game. So that is Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then Wednesdays, we, I believe, before I get to that, on Wednesdays, we have Iron Valor, which is where we play Wizards of the Coast modules. We are currently playing through Candlekeep Mysteries. And if I'm not mistaken, Brandon does Brandon does GM that. Christian is in it. Raina is in that show as well. If I'm not mistaken, the season finale is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Or the show finale for Candlekeep Mysteries is this Wednesday. So if you want to join us for that, it is Wednesday
show up.
at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And yes, we will need you to show up because if it's a season finale, you know stuff's gonna go down, and we're gonna need those curses and blesses for you to send at our players.
He's trying to kill us.
The
Just quite
blesses send
literally
at the
said.
players. The curses you send to Brandon, and then the
or
luck.
Or just don't show up,
You
and we'll
definitely-
just tell you about the TPK the next day. It'll be fine.
Definitely need you guys to send the luck to the players in that show. So join us this Wednesday for the season
I'll be there
finale.
because I need good things to happen to Christian. That's what I really want in the world.
So that is Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And then on Fridays, we have Short Rest, where various cast members throughout our shows, we sit down, we swap out, we play video games, we hang out, we just chill with you, the audience, and yeah, we take a short rest.
So I think this week's short rest is it's the last short rest for a while.
Is it the last
Isn't it?
one?
I believe it is, just for a little bit, because then we're taking a week off and it's going on hiatus for a bit. So I think it's the last one for a little bit. So y'all come join us. It'll be a lot of fun.
Come join us.
And thank you to you, Brandon, specifically for bringing us Ermir. He was fantastic to play with, and I really appreciate you making the character and bringing him to life.
Yes, it was fantastic. I loved playing him. He was awesome all the way up until the end.
In the after show, we'll discuss at length your sentence, Brandon, for what you must do next and what your punishment is for ridding us of Ermir.
Oh, I didn't know I was gonna get in trouble for it. But
We're in so much trouble.
That does bring up a good point, though. I'm sure the audience is very curious. Brandon, you will be gone because, whenever a player leaves, there is a buffer between when that player, leaves, so that we give Ermir the proper goodbye respect. Mm-hmm. So Brandon is coming back. He's not going to be gone forever. I do want to point that out.
He's dead in real life.
He's dead to us all. No.
Going to his house.
Die in the game, you die in life.
Yeah,
I'm sure everyone's like, oh my god, is Brandon gone forever now? No, Brandon is not gone. Brandon will be bringing a new character back to the show. Now, he will not be a face card. He will be a minor arcana, like a Two of Pentacles or something. But we don't know yet because he hasn't drawn his card. But he will be returning as a different character. But we don't know who yet. So, we'll see. We'll see. But other than that, who are we rating this evening, Daniel?
I put it in the chat. Let me see if I can do it. I'm not allowed to do it. I'll put it in again.
Oh, is it Long
Lost Lore? Yeah.
I see that. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. We are going to raid. Just make sure to send some Snog cards, some Huzzah mugs. Tell them Ink and Lyre sent you. We're going to continue to share the love in this community. Thank you all again so much for watching, and we will see you next Monday for some more Fate's End. Goodbye and farewell.
Bye.